Welcome back. Open hostilities within the Texas Republican Party appear to be intensifying. Exhibit A, Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick's public comments this week regarding the audit he demanded of costs associated with the impeachment and Senate acquittal of Attorney General Ken Paxton. Patrick accuses House Speaker and fellow Republican Dade Phelan of seeking to hide the cost of what the Lieutenant Governor refers to as a sham inquiry. Indicative of just how nasty and personal this has become, Patrick said, and I quote, "Phelan is no better than Hunter Biden. Slippery Dade's intentions are clear. Hide the actual cost of the impeachment from the public," end quote. Panel, I think it's important to point out, polling tells us a majority of Texans, including a substantial number of independents and Republicans, believe the prosecution of Ken Paxton was totally justified, and if anything deserved the label sham. It was the Senate trial and preordained vote to acquit. I'm going to start with you, Gary Phelan, because you watched it. We had a highly thought of special leading up to it, you know, taking apart all of the evidence. What's going on in the Republican Party, your Republican Party?
I think that Patrick wants to do what he can to defeat Phelan so he doesn't get reelected, first to his House seat and secondly to be Speaker. And so I think it's personal. I just don't think these guys like each other. I will say on my drive to New Orleans, I went through Phelan's district, which was quite large, multiple counties, and he had signs everywhere. So I suspect it's going to be hard to beat Dade Phelan. And then going back to if he wants to be Speaker again, he doesn't need a lot of votes. He needs, what, 15 or 20 Republican votes, and he's Speaker. So they're going to have to work together. I mean, I think we need to get past this. I understand the polling on Paxton, and Paxton is out there guns blazing, going after state reps that have voted against him and other people, so he's really active. I don't know what's going to happen. Some people call it a circular firing squad. I don't think it's going to knock the GOP off its high perch here, but it doesn't help getting things done in Austin.
Hey, Bill, I called Mark Jones just to double check. I said, I'm right. A majority of Texans, when you add them all up, think that the Paxton prosecution was justified. And he said, absolutely. And that Patrick is preaching to who he usually preaches to, which is the 2 million Republican primary voters.
Yeah, look, this is they don't care about what the majority of Texans think. All they care about is what a majority of Republican primary voters think, you know. And by the way, if you look at the people that vote in both primaries together, it's typically about 15 or 20% of registered voters. So we're letting those people decide who we have to vote for in November. Look, the only thing the Republican Party has going for it in Texas is how awful the Democratic Party is. If it wasn't for that, they would be in real trouble.
All right, Wayne, you know, you followed this pretty closely, and your son is an assistant attorney general. So, but I'm going to allow you to comment on this.
Ooh, that's wrong.
Look, I've sued his boss before. I'd sue his boss again. I don't have it. Look, this is a bloodletting, and I made a speech to the Magic Circle Republican Women's Club a few weeks ago, and I said, this stuff has got to stop. If you look at what crazy stuff the Democrats are doing, we're worrying about some intramural skirmish over personal stuff and who was on which side of the impeachment. The impeachment was a bust because they didn't have all their facts. They sort of did what prosecutors sometimes do, sort of overcharge, because they can't make it. When you say somebody paid for somebody's granite and you can't prove they paid for someone's granite, your case is going to go down the tubes.
All right, tomorrow.
Okay, then you're talking to somebody whose son work in his office. No, don't be listening to him, y'all. Okay, listen. This is about one thing and one thing only. Patty Paxton and his crew has not paid their loan back, and this man want his money. And that's why he asking the people, well, where's the money from the state that y'all used for the trial? Because maybe he could get that back. Look, this should have happened. The trial was justified. I am so glad that he did not win when he just tried to get it thrown out recently. They need to, look, this is unconscionable that this is what the state attorney general is doing, and everybody's like, it's okay.
Okay, Chow, just to Bill's statement that Democrats are not taking advantage of this disarray.
Well, Democrats have had a marketing PR problem for many, many, many years. It doesn't get lost on me when I hear these sound bites from the lieutenant governor that he is a former journalist. So sound bites, name calling, those things are very typical, right, for people who are like spot news
That's right.
and what sells. What I would say is when you see this, it's like an episode of Mean Girls, right? Just talking back and forth and kids.
There's a new version.
What kind of reflection are we really doing for the young people?
And with that wisdom, we go to break. When we come back,